Since February 28, 2009, the Richmond Hill Center for the Performing Arts has shared the best in high-quality entertainment. Together, we have shared the music that has shaped generations. We have shared the drama of great performances and the laughter of extraordinary personalities. We have shared our love for culture and celebrated the diversity of our community. Above all, we have shared our passion for the power of the arts to transform our lives. As our journey together continues, we invite you to share the spotlight as we proudly present the RHCPA's 2014-2015 season. Proudly sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda.
I like those spray-on tans. Have you seen them? They're so easy. I use them on turkey.
Our season begins on October 15th with comedian Rita Rudner. The star of Las Vegas's longest-running, most successful comedy show, Rita will have you in stitches with her signature one-liners. Brought to you by the Sheraton Parkway Hotel and Hillcrest Mall. Our Scotiabank Family Series begins with Stella, Queen of the Snow on October 21st. Based on the popular Stella and Sam books, join the merry duo as they reveal the joys and mysteries of winter in a delightfully new musical adaptation. Proudly sponsored by the Toronto Waldorf School.
You're looking at a guy who's given up acting twice. Twice. And maybe tonight, 3 times.
Best known for his roles in The Larry Sanders Show and most recently Arrested Development, Jeffrey Tambor, a gifted storyteller, his hilarious and inspiring performance is interactive, humorous, and most importantly, relatable. Sponsored by Lexus of Richmond Hill and BDO. Our family series continues with a musical adaptation of the popular children's book, The Lightning Thief, on October 26th. Follow Percy Jackson as he learns the importance of family and the thrill of unlocking mysteries as wondrous as the mythological gods themselves. Presented by Scotiabank and TMS School. This season, enjoy 4 iconic albums reproduced note for note, cut for cut in our Classic Albums Live series. On October 29th, rock out to one of the best-selling albums of all time, Meatloaf's 1977 Bad Out of Hell. With such classics as You Took the Words Right Out of My Mouth and Paradise by the Dashboard Light, this multi-platinum performance is brought to you by Baton Rouge and 2 Men and a Truck. Their sound is as hard to describe as their name is to say. Ubiquitous Synergy Seeker, also known as USS, has been dominating the alternative radio waves with a string of hits that have audiences dancing and singing in the aisles. Experience this high-energy duo on November 7th in the intimacy of our main stage. Proudly sponsored by Cosmo Music. Off the small screen and onto our stage, Sid the Science Kid Live continues our Scotiabank Family Series on November 12th. Using comedy, music, and dance, Sid tackles the questions all kids have about science. Prepare to be engaged in an extravaganza of sight, smell, sound, and more. Presented by Villanova College. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Canadian rock legends Trooper perform on November 13th. With millions of records sold, numerous hits, and a Juno Award, Trooper consistently plays to sold-out shows, often entertaining 3 generations of fans. Brought to you by Cosmo Music and Novotel Vaughan. Walt Wingfield makes his annual appearance with Wingfield Unbound on November 25th. The 4th hilarious installment of the Wingfield cycle, sponsored by OnRichmondHill.com, has Walt trying to preserve the rural charm of Persephone while dealing with the local superstitions.
Well, I'm always obsessed with how I became the person I am.
Part of the famous Canadian comedy troupe Kids in the Hall, Bruce McCullough rounds off the fall comedy lineup on November 29th. Although all grown up, this kid has shown that his singular brand of humor and signature wit remain intact. Sponsored by the Sheraton Parkway Hotel. The holiday season arrives in full swing on December 6th with our seasonal favorite, Festival of Carols, featuring the Toronto Mendelssohn Choir. Join Canada's greatest choir as they celebrate the Christmas season with time-honored favorites and their annual carol sing-along. Brought to you by Bonnie and Daniel Wan. On December 6th and 7th, kids of all ages are reminded of the true meaning of Christmas through the musical adaptation of the Charles Dickens classic, A Christmas Carol. Back by popular demand, our final family series performance of 2014 is proudly sponsored by Tim Hortons.
Now, I've done a lot of politicians over the years. I've done people like Bill Clinton, who wrote me a lot of great material.
Emmy Award winner Rich Little brings his holiday show to the RHCPA stage on December 17th. As the ultimate impersonator, Rich Little pays tribute to the great vocal legends like Sinatra, Crosby, Como, Martin, and more, singing their classic Christmas hits. Brought to you by Oak Ridge's retirement community. Ring in 2015 with our Cabaret and Comedy New Year's. Laughter, music, and a few surprises await you as Sharon Matthews, legendary cabaret entertainer, performs on the final night of the year. Come early and enjoy York Region's largest dessert buffet and welcome the new year in your own backyard. The celebration is brought to you by the Village of Richmond Hill BIA. A mischievous little monkey brings in, or should we say swings in, 2015 on January 17th. Curious George goes on a musical adventure to help his friends and takes the audience along for the trip, all the way to Rome. Part of the Scotiabank Family Series and proudly sponsored by TMS School.
I've got a smile on my face and I've got four walls around me.
Great Big Sea and the iconic voice of Alan Doyle burst on the Canadian music scene in the early 90s, fusing the Newfoundland sound with mainstream pop. Join us on January 31st as Alan Doyle takes us on a journey through his musical career, featuring music from Great Big Sea and his new album. Sponsored by Cosmo Music.
All right, everybody, let's get this party started.
On February 13th, it won't be live from New York, but rather live from Richmond Hill, as the veterans of SNL ignite the RHCPA stage. Rob Schneider headlines a night of stand-up comedy you won't soon forget. Joining him are fellow SNL vets Chris Kattan and Tim Meadows. Laughter has been generously sponsored by the Sheridan Parkway Hotel and Staples. The Classic Albums Live series continues with back-to-back concerts of two of the greatest albums of all time. First, on February 20th, is Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. The album's musical impact is unquestionable by its staggering 741-week stay in the charts and the over 50 million copies sold. Sponsored by Pace Technical Services. Then on March 6th, Classic Albums Live brings to life Prince's 1984 masterpiece, Purple Rain, which earned him 2 Grammy Awards and musical immortality. With such hits as When Doves Cry and Purple Rain, the evening is proudly sponsored by Wilson Niblet. Pushing the artistic boundaries of chamber and classical music collaborations, the Griffin Trio has impressed international audiences and critics alike with their highly refined and dynamic performances. On March 11th, experience the redefinition of chamber music for the 21st century. Sponsored by the Richmond Hill Chamber of Commerce. The Scotiabank Family Series concludes with 2 exciting productions in March. First, on the 18th, Jim Henson's Dinosaur Train Live chugs onto the RHCPA stage. Join this group of dinosaurs in their fun-filled and interactive trip back in time to an age when dinosaurs roamed the earth and rode in trains. All rogues beware, as on March 31st, Robin Hood and his company of lean, mean justice-fighting machines take the RHCPA stage in this silly and unexpected twist on the classic story. Sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda and Scotiabank. On April 2nd, experience the album that cemented the Eagles as the most successful American band of the 70s. Classic Albums Live recreates the Eagles' Hotel California. Earning the band 2 Grammy Awards, the title song, Hotel California, is considered by many to be one of the greatest rock and roll songs of all time. Sponsored by Expedia Cruise Ship Centers and That's Italian Express. Mesmerizing audiences around the world since 1959, the National Chinese Acrobats will enthrall the RHCPA audience on April 9th. Prepare to be captivated and mystified with a brilliant combination of acrobatics, dancing, and martial arts. Sponsored by Villanova College and Bonnie and Daniel Wan. Best known for winning our hearts as Wonder Woman, former Miss World USA Linda Carter makes her RHCPA debut on April 28th. An accomplished singer, Linda continuously performs to sell out crowds, earning rave reviews from critics. Sponsored by the Toronto Waldorf School. On May 5th, Cirque Mechanics presents Pedal Punk, a rowdy circus where the mischief is on wheels. Drawing inspiration from the culture of steampunk, Cirque Mechanics will charm you with its story and thrill you with its daring. Sponsored by Richmond Hill Honda. Our 2014-2015 season concludes on May 7th with Academy Award winner Shirley MacLaine. With a career comprised of over 50 films, Shirley MacLaine will take the audience on the journey of her life, from her career as an entertainer to her crusade as an advocate for women's rights and spiritual understanding. Sponsored by Meridian Credit Union and Richmond Hill Retirement Residence. Share the inspiration and the laughter, the creativity and the traditions. Share the magic of live performance. The Richmond Hill Center for the Performing Arts 2014-2015 season. Share the spotlight.